Welcome back everyone. Today I'll bring you the first video of the new patch, which had dropped yesterday. And it brought a few exciting changes. Most importantly, recon is finally able to see something. It's insane. Like imagine you have recon units, and if they like look at enemies that are like further than 5 meters away, they can actually see them now. It's insane. They also reworked stealth a bit, so forests are a bit more stealthy, buildings a bit less, so they have the same stealth values. Yeah, some obviously balance changes for reasons that not a single human being understands. 5e hasn't been nerfed, because why would it? I recently looked, by the way, the AMX30B2 Brennus is just 10 points more expensive than the AMX30B2. Even though it's like better in almost every way. And then you look at like other tanks. If you have a tank and then the same tank with arrow, it's also 10 points more expensive. But the AMX30B2 Brennus has a lot more advantages, but it's only 10 points more. 10 points more than a tank that is already hilariously underpriced. Yeah, so that was stupid, but a few other balance changes were cool, like the 72 M1s were increased in price. Not Ms, though. Don't know why, but M1s were increased in price, and that was definitely needed. And one change that was also very weird was that Challenger Mk.2s got their availability buffed. Which I guess makes sense for first UK, maybe? Or even there I would say most likely not really, because a lot of people don't need the Challenger Mk.2. But it buffed second UK, which is one of the divisions that has been one of the best divisions in the game forever, without being nerfed, and only getting like slight buffs along the way with the last patches. And now you just get free tanks. Well, I mean, they're not free, but you get more tanks for the same availability, for the same slot cost. So that was weird. And so, yeah, well, I decided to play second UK, as you might have already seen. And I got Urban Frontlines against K.d.A. So this is a bit painful, because K.d.A, like, it's not S tier. I also wouldn't particularly put it in A tier, but I would put it in like low A tier or high B tier, because it just really depends on the map. And well, Urban Frontlines is almost like the perfect map for K.d.A. And one thing that you're critically lacking in second UK is heavy support teams like 50 kills or grenade launchers. Oh yeah, grenade launchers were also nerfed. I forgot. They now deal 50% less suppression, and they can't target anything with more than, I think, 5 armor anymore. So you can't just kill literally everything with them anymore. So that's very nice. Like, but they're still good, and I don't have any of that. And those team weapons are very important for the center here. So that's going to be bad for me. Obviously, I have the advantage of the SAS, that I can deploy fairly aggressively and take positions early on. You can see I'm not going in too aggressively, because I didn't want to lose them to some stupid recon rush snipes or whatever with their IT launchers. And I wasn't exactly sure. Like, my transport is 100 kilometers per hour. I don't remember how quick like the K.d.A transports are. So yeah, I didn't want to go in too aggressively. Like, securing the center sector would already be good enough. Then having those sectors here as well, this will put me at a +1, I think, or even a +2. No, I think it's a +1. And yeah, you can see also the flank deployment is very, very light. Scout there, scout here. 3 SAS are going here, here, and here, so that it can have something to control the little suburb there as well. One SAS going into the sector itself. Then we have 2 Milan 1 teams going in this tower and into this tower. You can see this looks perfectly down this road, so that's very nice. Then I have the Milan 2. I'm now bringing in the ATGM helicopter, just because that's like extra ATGMs. The tow, as you can see, is pretty shit. from the penetration point of view, but it has a decent range and decent accuracy. And I mean, it's just an extra ATGM without having to waste an extra slot. Into this building, also looking down the main reinforcement road here. Then we have a sniper deploying as well a little bit further back for, yeah, well, obviously recon. Sniper here, and then a sniper to the right-hand side with a Milan 1 in this building. So again, fairly defensive. I wasn't assuming he would go down this lane. Could have been a decent idea by him, actually. Just kind of outflanking me. But it still doesn't make a lot of sense for him, because he might be able to take it, but then what's he going to do after that with a bunch of his infantry? Hard choice to make. Then one Terrier in here, in case he wants to rush down this road. And then we have two what are called armored rifles, yeah, in the warriors, and a command for the center. So I brought in the warriors because if I don't have the weapon teams, I can at least try to use the warriors as some fire support. Sorry, I had to drink there very quickly. But yeah, use the warriors as fire support is obviously dangerous, because he most likely will have an ATGM here and here and stuff like that. But well, it's kind of the best I have. Could have tried to rush him down with Gazelle rockets. Or you might know that I'm not a particular fan of helicopters, so there's that. Also no AA, because obviously I don't really need it with the SAS having their stingers. So if he opens helicopters, they will be shredded. If he buys them planes first stick to kill off my SAS, the planes will most likely die as well. So that's fine. Slowly getting into position. So yeah, I was there a lot earlier than he was, so definitely could have moved up the SAS a lot further forward. The Hellam here misses its shot. Now Milan 2 and Hellam fire, so they should hit, but both miss. So that was just bad. Yeah, I should have stopped the SAS. But I mean, honestly, I was sure that it would have been dead by now. And yeah, now he's just swarming in with all of his infantry squads. ATGM is doing a decent job of getting some nice damage. But now he has a lot of stuff here, especially with the grenade launchers surviving. This will be pretty bad. I also have the Saxons as fire support, to be fair. But I mean, like, they're not the best. T54, sorry, T54s, several in the back, posing a bit of an issue for the squads that are further forward. But the Milans here holding their ground very well and getting some nice damage done. He deployed a plane, I guess, to prevent me from bombing him early, which is definitely a good call, because 2nd UK also gets very, very good air. I also bought in a command for the right-hand side with the first tick. I saw something driving around there, so I rerouted the ATGM helicopter to the right-hand side. Armored rifles now finally arrived. Conquest here was shooting at my rover CP. I thought it was in cover, but it wasn't in cover from the right side. I luckily missed though. Retreating the SAS to keep them alive. Now the Conquest here sniped the warrior, unfortunately. Milan 1 here from the side also doing a fantastic job of holding back the T-54s. So that's very, very good. And warriors here also, or the warrior, the one that's left, also doing a good job. Just sad that I lost one of them. Now I'm just moving up the armored rifles to get rid of the Conquerors, because it didn't look like he had a lot here to contest. Also, I think it's out of ammo now. So yeah, a lot of kills. This T-54 here, unfortunately, I can't counter it with anything. Because I didn't deploy any ATGM on the left-hand side. I guess it was a mistake. But I just didn't have enough points. And I wanted to have an infantry squad here. Just one in case. But now T-54 is driving up, and yeah, well, that was not a good idea. The SAS deals with it very quickly. Warrior having problems targeting. Was retargeting on the grenade launcher. Which is, I mean, in this case, it's actually fair. He brings in artillery though very early and gets rid of my squads in this tower. By the way, the rover CP drove through the sector without capturing it, so I had to manually reroute it again. And yeah, that's kind of painful, but I used this to buy in my own artillery, because I remembered that, oh yeah, that's, you know, kind of important on this map. I'm not ticking yet because the right-hand side sector hasn't been captured by my units yet. And I will also need supplies for all of those damaged SAS squads. Moving this one up a little bit further to see whether there are some weak spots that I can use to snipe some units maybe. Warriors here also driving forward. Might catch some of those SPWs. Those are the ones with only the MMGs on top. But because they're 20 points, 8 HP, and the MMGs being buffed recently to 1200 meter range, those are pretty good actually. If you bring them in with the K.d.A, it still doesn't cost you a lot. And it's just extra spam. That can also help to kind of not stress out, but distract. That's what the word I was searching for. Distract ATGMs, for example, from your tanks. Spot is command here, so I thought I might try to snipe it off with the warriors. Maybe it will work, and in fact it does. Get the kill with its ATGM. And yeah, well, he is now has been pushed back, so I tried to use this advantage with the warriors, but unfortunately he has already an ATGM back there again. So that will be a rough. Moved up the SAS as well. I was hoping that he maybe has an ATGM, but nothing to protect against infantry. Well, the K.d.A Aufklärer and the Challenger Mk.2. Well, Challenger Mk.2 won't do a lot of damage, but still going to be annoying. Gets a hit on the new Milan 2 squad I bought in the helicopter. So I quickly rerouted to the right side and landed here. Armored rifles here also moving up. Unfortunately, there's a Challenger Mk.2 in this building as well, and it also hits. 35% accuracy, by the way. Both hit on the first shot. I don't know whether they're up-vetted, but even like, if they're up-vetted, they still only have 40% accuracy, and it's 2 out of 2. Bruh. So here, I do a mistake of splitting my barrage between the K.d.A Schützen. Because the K.d.A are such beefy squads, you really shouldn't split your barrages between the two of them. Let me tell you, that was not a good idea. And yeah, here you can see the K.d.A obviously doesn't do a lot of damage, but because they're such big squads, they can hold the ground for a long time. Against infantry, that is. And yeah, that's also where the whole problem of not having 50 cals or grenade launchers comes in. Because I don't have anything other to engage them at this range except for tanks and IFVs, which will be susceptible to his ATGM spam. His artillery is slowly getting rid of my ATGMs, which I can tell you, he knows where they are because he can actually see them with his recon. So that's just such a breath of fresh air. Lynx here goes down to his OSA. Very annoying thing. Also bought in a Rapier FSB1, because I was assuming that he would start to air spam to try to get his way back in, because like he really has no other choice except to artillery and air spam like a madman. Milan 2 completely misses. Here again I split up the barrage in the hopes that I could kill them because they're already, like, this one is fairly low, this one not so much, but still lower. Bringing in some air mobiles in the Lynx rockets. Shooting the sniper to repair it up. Also put in the supply helicopter because sadly enough the 2 normal supply jeeps weren't enough to repair and rearm the Milan 2 and the SAS teams.
Another one bites the dust.
Get a kill on the K.d.A. So that's nice. Retreat the Milan 2 here in time to save it, so that was also good. Because I have lost another Milan 2 here, so I really want to keep this one alive. Also vetted up already. Oh, that's nice. But those armored rifles here are pretty much stranded. I didn't want to retreat them because I was afraid that they could just get killed even faster in the open. So I guess this building here actually provides a lot of visual cover. Maybe could have tried it. Don't really know why he now is bringing in more fighters. I guess he's still afraid of air spam. Yeah, that's okay. It's kind of fair because you always. I don't build my deck fairly air heavy because I don't like doing that. But yeah, I guess you could do that with second UK and completely air spam your enemy to death. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, keep the Lynx rockets a little bit further in the back. I don't really know why he artilleried here. I really thought that I would be landing there. At this point I tried to counter battery him, just, you know, just in case he doesn't move his units. One Lynx rocket going down. Two, I guess, yeah, another OSA. Yeah, the OSA anti-helicopter range is pretty good. Like, was it? Yeah, 3,175 meter range. I think that's the highest anti-helicopter range in the game. So it's very good against helicopters. It's also good against aircraft, don't get me wrong, but it's especially helicopters, especially because of its 7 damage. It can one-tap basically everything except for the armored helicopters, because they have 8 HP. And even then you can one-tap it if you get a critical damage. One also actually goes down to this Milan-2 here, I guess. Yeah, this Milan-2 survived. Got another Milan-2 in here, because I saw that it doesn't have the best line of sight, like the buildings in the back here. But your enemies also don't assume that it's in here a lot of the time. And Challenger Mk.2 finally came to the front line, because I really needed something to provide some long-range support at this point. I have a lot of units in this suburb there, but he isn't really attacking in here, which was weird. It seemed like this would be the obvious way for him to go. Challenger had to smoke off and will retreat to reloaded smoke. Artillery here again should have been focused on one of the tanks, not split between both of those tanks. Don't really know why I was doing that. I guess I was hoping that one howitzer would do enough damage, but those aren't the 203mm ones, right? Those are the older ones, only 175mm. They still slap, but just not as much as the 203mm ones. And even with the 203mm ones, those were outside of corrected shot range. Should have honestly used both on the same target. I'm slowly moving up here, because he's not moving up, so I guess it's my turn to move up. Center is beginning to look kind of empty though for me. Right hand side on the other hand is pretty silent. I move in a fox here just in case he tries to drive through here, or maybe he already has units further up so the fox could spot them, but nothing to see. So that's good. Left hand side is completely silent. There's nothing going on here, which makes sense because he doesn't have enough mechanized options to push over the open. I could push over the open, but with the SAS it just made more sense for me to take over the center in the beginning, because if I don't take it over in the beginning it will be very hard for me to push him out. See the grenade launchers in the back, so target them, but yeah, well, the artillery is still empty, so I'm waiting for the supply to come in, and I only called it in now. So unfortunately the artillery is down for quite some time. Challenger 2 here though, providing some nice fire support. And second one already coming in with 2 more armored rifles and 3 Terriers for some more infantry support against all those K.d.A ships in here that are now moving up over the open. And yeah, this is now the perfect example of why it is so painful to not have any weapon teams, because I just can't do anything against them. He's just moving up and there's nothing I can do. Even if I had warriors and challengers, I would need to keep them a lot further back so that they don't get sniped by ATGMs.
Enemy spotted.
Bring in another Hellarm helicopter for some ATGM support that can't be killed by his artillery. Smoke off against the Mk.27, but it's just so stupid against plain ATGMs. If you smoke off after the missile is already launched, it will always hit you. So I smoked like half a second after the missile got off its rail, and it's like, yeah, no, that's still too late, bruh. But luckily the Challenger has enough frontal armor to survive such an ATGM from the front, and then he flew over all my AA and died. Yeah, I'll put another FSB one to the left hand side, by the way. And yeah, Lynx Hellarm here being a nuisance for his tanks, especially the T-54s. Can't do anything against it because they don't have smoke. Yeah, but also obviously still being an issue for me while my helicopters snipes it off. Out of range of the ATGMs, and the infantry ATGMs are all killed. So, oops. Here engagements aren't being handled perfectly by me because the SAS are kind of just sitting there while the air mobiles are fighting and being also engaged by the SPW from the back, so I'm retreating them. Challenger being repaired slowly but surely. Saracens here will provide some fire support for me as well though. He has a Concourse in the back there, so I need to get rid of it. You can see I'm targeting it with the artillery that has finally been rearmed. Plane comes in now, I just smoke off in time before he gets in range. He saw the Puma here somehow though, gets it killed, but dies himself in return. So that's honestly almost okay. That's almost okay. That's definitely okay because the Puma was also almost out of ammo anyway. Let's see whether I will be able to kill the Conquerors. My artillery. I think it died. Hope it did. Not sure though. But yeah, well, now I'm buying in my tornadoes because there's a shit ton of units here, and I know that he has OSAs, but it's just what I have to do because I have nothing else to do with such midwave. Trying to target both bunches at the same time, though here I'm a bit off center because he rerouted them, but then I quickly retarget to hopefully get them. Get a nice cheeky heater hit on the Mi-8 on its way out and actually kill it. So it was nice. Yeah, got some really nice damage done. I don't think it killed a lot because all those K.d.A Schützen were in cover, but you can see several of them are low and routed. So I mean that's already good enough, honestly. More supplies coming in. I'm just eating through supplies like a madman. And Challengers in the center trying to provide some support, but obviously the K.d.A Schützen in the building are very, very tenacious. Getting rid of all of his T-55s though is very, very good. As I said, they're not very good, but they are still annoying, especially in those town fights. He brings in a new Conqueror step back there again, so I once again target it with my artillery. This is what you have to do on this map, just keep your artillery firing at his ATGM positions, either where you assume he is, or in this case, if you know where he is, that's even better. But he is slowly but surely moving up, and here he also moved the Conquerors, unfortunately, before I was able to get the artillery on him. That was a bit unlucky. K.d.A Schützen moving forward though against the SAS. They shouldn't stand a lot of... shouldn't have a... how do you say that? Shouldn't have a good time against the SAS, let's put it like that.
Successful hit.
Challengers here trying their best, but yeah, well, damage against units in building is really mediocre. It's not like they're the French that just get autocannons on all of the tanks for free. Le Mans. Brought in some javelins because of the helicopter back there. That's already dead now. So they aren't very useful anymore. And they won't have a help at all against this swarm of K.d.A Schützen. Because there is an SMG. Yeah, not the best unit actually, because they don't have AT launchers. And he doesn't... I think you can't vet them as well. So yeah, I don't really know why you would want to use them. Honestly, one more card of K.d.A Schützen would be better. Also don't know why he doesn't bring in the big-ass MP squad. That's also very weird. Like, his K.d.A Schützen could be, like, so much better if he would bring this squad. And I mean, it's not like he's lacking infantry on the front line and he has to spam them to keep the push going. Like, replacing one of those with the MP squad would be more than enough. Got a hull breach, I think, on the T-62 and get a kill on it. Very nice. See the OSAs not moving for once, because he was moving the OSAs around all the time, which was very well done by him, but very annoying. So, you know, I tried to take advantage of this, because with the Tornado HEs now in, I want to use them as much as possible. Now he uses his artillery on my Challenger, and because he has the big caliber artillery, he's doing a lot of damage against the Challenger Mk.2. Most likely also in corrected shot range, so it gets killed off. I was moving them for quite some time, so that was a mistake by me. I wanted to kill off the K.d.A Schützen, but I was afraid of getting routed by the Conquerors in the back there, so I had to retreat the Challenger to keep it alive. The infantry here is very low, but still alive, so that's something at least. Getting the Rapier FSB one out, this one as well, so that it doesn't get sniped by his units. Oh yeah, and I completely forgot. I started to push here, because he was investing so much into the center that I decided to go into the right hand side with some air mobile pioneers. I landed them somewhere in the back here and then just moved them up manually. The Terriers, yeah, they're back here. And then I just bought in a Challenger Mk.2 command, and now even if he captures this sector, I will still have a tick. So that was the idea, and you can see it worked out pretty well. Though now he's rerouting the next bunch of 5 billion K.d.A ships, which will be kind of painful. But oh well. And now yeah, he finally captures the center. And see, I brought in the first Gazelle rocket, and more are on its way. Not sure whether I actually got a kill on the OSAs here. I think yeah, this is definitely an OSA, so at least one of them went down. Yeah, I tried to move the Challenger forward to kill his units before they are in place. Actually, it's Reservisten, which makes a lot of sense because they have the better RPG. K.d.A shoots in only with the extremely old RPG, what is it, RPG-2. But yeah, I see that I'm being overwhelmed already, so I smoke and retreat the Challenger to keep it alive. More armored rifles being brought into the center. You can see a new Challenger arrived as well. Challenger here died because yeah, exactly what I was afraid of happened. It got routed, and then it just was circling around on its spot and turned its ass towards the enemy, and he sniped with the Conquerors. Bringing in the Tornadoes for some more bombing runs. Saw a bunch of units in here, so went in for the bombing run, though this one was a bit out of place. This was better, I'm pretty sure, though. And also both Tornadoes survived without being hit, so that's nice, because then the reload time will not be too long. K.d.A should here stunned to death. The Reservisten here, though, still doing okay. Center is kind of going back into my favor. Challenger, though, getting hit. And here the mistake is just that I haven't brought in recon again, because I completely forgot that I have the big recon squad in the recon tab. Well, this happens when you don't play a division for a long time. Because I mean, it has always been OP, and I just thought that maybe, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the division is super bad, and that's why I did the buff to the Challengers, and I decided to play it again. Well, yeah, as you might see, it didn't need the buff. It was absolutely stupid. But yeah, well, that's why I was obviously forgetting some stuff. Like the recon squads. There could have been some very nice support in fighting my enemies, and also provide recon information. I see the Conquerors, but I really want to keep the Challenger alive, so I'm driving it away. Artillery comes in to kill my warriors. My artillery was a bit silent for the moment. Should have really targeted the Conquerors there. And here I don't get the Challenger completely out of range in time. That was really dumb. I assumed that the range here was, like, this building was further back, I guess. And yet there again, Challenger routing, circling around on the spot, and getting hit by the Conquerors, so that's really bad. Now I'll finally target the towers here with my artillery again. The Gazelles also survived, but needed resupplies, so I had to wait again for the helicopters to arrive. Infantry here now is just completely useless, sitting in the open, getting killed, because all my long-range support died. But my artillery is coming in and doing some good work against his units. Left-hand side, I just can't kill off his units because K.d.A is so big and so annoying. But I'm also microing my units so that they don't die. So, like, nobody's really gaining too much ground. Like, he's slowly pushing in, but I mean, I still have enough units to hold him back. More air mobiles coming in for some quick reinforcements. Challenger Mk.2 command coming in. Dives in the center. He has an ATGM in here. I smoke off, but it was just not in time, and it was facing towards the tanks, so he gets side shot and instantly killed. That was really sad. Challenger Mk.2 from the right hand side though survived, by the way, so I was able to retreat back all the way, because there was nothing that could kill me on its way. So it will be helpful down the line. Lynx rockets got the rockets off, but now this one is empty, so I will need to retreat it and rearm it. Air mobiles moving in to kill his godforsaken Conquerors. Lynx rockets on the left hand side died to a new OSA, I would guess. Yes, new OSA, of course. Which makes a lot of sense. Lynx rocket being retreated to be rearmed. Gazelles here all in one spot was definitely a bad idea, because if one of those rockets would have hit, or missiles rather, could have gone very badly. Luckily he misses everything though, because this one here is giga stunned. Don't know from what. Maybe I had some artillery going there already. But yeah, now I'm targeting this area with artillery once again. He has a shit ton of units in this suburb fighting me, but the Tornadoes are almost ready to go again, and I'm buying in a cluster as well to go for the T-62s. and you also help with overwhelming his air defense, though in this case it doesn't even matter that much because I have killed one of the OSAs off once again. I also killed his command that was going in to recapture the sector, so he isn't ticking for the moment. And yeah, Air Force now coming in, tornadoes and the Jaguar. K.d.A is also up once again to get some rockets on the enemy. Let's see how the bombing run will look. Yeah, but unfortunately the bombing run here, like the bombs just fell everywhere except for the building where the K.d.A shouldn't actually were. Here the bomb spray was kind of okay, and the cluster Jaguar got a T-62. So overall, decent bombing run. Obviously the high altitude bombers can be a little bit hit or miss depending on the spread, but the tornado spread is mostly pretty good. And even if you don't hit, their stun radius is good enough to at least stun your enemy. Bought in an infantry command this time. Also unloaded it in time, so that doesn't get sniped in the transport.
Careful, enemies nearby.
He also never got rid of my scout that I bought in here.
I'm all ears.
So I had very good recon information on his backline all of this time. Because as I said, recon has been buffed. You can actually see stuff now. Not everything all the time, of course, but it's better than it was. Mk.2 coming in, SAS somehow misses at this range. Like, what the hell? My Phantom is obviously way too late. So that was really unfortunate that the Rapier and the SAS were not able to kill it. But oh well, do be like that sometimes. I tried to smoke preemptively, but the smoke range is very, very low. 150 meters. Okay, I thought it would have been in range. But anyway, so I get in first and then smoke off so that he can't pummel me down with all of his tanks. Is stressed out T-62 still tries to kill off this lonely Saxon there. Yeah, the town fight here, he was slowly grinding his way back, or not back, but slowly grinding his way into this sector. So you can see I am buying in some support there now, because I really don't want him to get in there and get a tick going. It's not like I'm in great danger. I'm 700 points ahead and there's only 30 minutes left, and like he's not close to like rolling over me or something. I just still didn't want it to happen. SPW here. Scouts didn't fire at them because they on return fire and the SPWs didn't see them. But now this Milan 1 here, finally it's time to shine. Didn't do anything the whole game because there was nothing going on there. Something gets hit. I guess it's one of the helicopters here, yeah. Because his 02M and OSA were being annoying. Resupply vehicles here all of this time trying to keep the units alive, but they're just taking so much damage over and over again that I have to buy new supplies all of the time. SPWs now rush me and will actually kill off this one Milan 1. I noticed a bit too late before I started moving it out, but the other Milan 1 doing a good job. Yeah, the Air Mobile leader obviously doesn't have a chance of doing anything against the SPWs because it critically lacks AT. Should have moved the Terriers over to engage, but I mean, I already have a Challenger up as well. I by the way, just completely forgot about the Challenger Mk.2 on the right hand flank. Oopsie poopsie. But yeah, SPW is slowly being mobbed up by the Challenger and the Milan. He brought in Forgoes here, instantly stuns the Challenger. Artillery was reloading, yeah, that's why I wasn't using it. So I smoke it off to not get routed once again, because it's happened. It has happened enough times already in this game. Also, more Terriers coming in for some cheap infantry support and fire support with the Saracens against the K.d.A Schützen should be very helpful in here, especially because a lot of his T-55s and T-62s went down. So he really can't have a lot of them left. And ATGMs, he also has lost a lot of them. Challenger smokes with a type, but gets bailed out by a Forgo. Like, what the hell was that, man? Jesus Christ. Luckily, though, the Lynx rockets kill it off. Yeah, now I will need some more supply to repair this goddamn bailout crit. That was super annoying. Artillery coming in on the Air Mobile leader. That was to be expected. I should have honestly retreated it at this point. Like, he isn't contesting the sector anyway, so there's no real point in keeping them in. Lynx rockets try to get something going, but the OSA will most likely kill it off. Yes, it will. But the sector now is at least safe 100%, because so much infantry in here, he has no chance in how to push through. K.d.A Schützen moving aggressively on to my air mobiles that are even double that because of the upward from the leader. And the Air Force is ready once again to go in. Also, by the way, I was very surprised that my enemy didn't bring in any books. Like, I think that was a big mistake by him. Maybe he just forgot about them or he doesn't have them in the deck. But this was just so bad. Like, you can see how my tornadoes are and my Jaguars are just completely killing him. A single book would have, not a single, but like, even one card of books would have prevented all of that. Would have held them so much further back. And yeah, that was also very, very stupid by him. But I guess maybe he prefers the OSAs because of the mobility, but then again, mobility on AA is really not as important, so no idea what's going on there. Helicopter came in, a supply, so Challenger is repaired up again with a stupid crit. It brought in supply for those units to finally get them up again, so they can use them. Poor SAS just can't do anything for all of this time, because he's just so low. Mk.2 comes in to bomb me, gets a nice hit on the Terriers, goes down in return though. I mean, that's what you would expect from the FSB-1 and the SAS here. More, I guess, Mk.2 bombers coming in. Yeah. Was a bit mismicroed by him. Should have really brought in all three of them at the same time, even though in this case the Mk.2 survives, but still was kind of risky by him. Artillery just keeps firing at those two towers, because that's where all of his fire support will most likely be, together with those towers here. Challenger is now up and running again, as I said, so it can also do a good job. Oh, nice. Milan 1 snipes another OSA. So, yeah, his OSA use was very... I mean, he sniped with a lot of helicopters, but he also just lost a lot of his OSAs, and that opened up my place with all of my planes. So overall, I think it really wasn't worth it. More air mobile pioneers coming in, because those are a very good infantry squad. 3 MGs is just very good on any infantry squad, honestly, and this one is also like a big infantry squad at that with 9 men, and a Carl Gustav, so amazing. Also missing the helicopters, so I just retreat them to keep them as my fire support. Charlotte and M found some miscellaneous vehicles of different descriptions, also found that will maybe get killed finally at some point. Nice. Oh, supply vehicle. Always good to kill them off. We need a command again for the center. I think, yeah, new infantry command is coming in. Because as I said, I forgot about the Challenger Mk.2 here. I was sure that it would have been dead on his way back, but it wasn't. Oops. He's bringing in more planes, so I thought that he might now start to air spam me. That's why I brought in a second fighter, and now I'm bringing in both of them. Obviously too late, so I will just keep them in the back to circle around. And I mean, in this case it was actually only one bomber and one fighter, but still better to have them and to keep them around in case he does actually start to air spam me. Because there is still 7 minutes left. I wasn't particularly afraid of losing this game at this point, because I have pushed him out of the center again. There isn't any big push coming to the right hand side anytime soon. I finally remembered that I had a Challenger that needed to reload its smoke. Yeah, left hand side is also, there's also nothing going on there. So that was pretty safe. Moving in, still has a bunch of tanks sitting in the back. There was a big pile of units coming in from the right hand side that he still was keeping there, I guess, from the skirmish we had on this side of the map. But I still have my rocket helicopters, the Challenger Mk.2 here. The tornadoes are also ready again, and the Jaguar as well. So this push here is pretty much doomed to fail. So I think one thing he should have also been doing is using smoke. Like, that would have made his life so much easier. And also I don't know why he didn't have any pioneers that he could have used in this suburb to push me out so much earlier. Because the SAS, I mean, it still would have been good against them, but the Terriers and Airmobiles would have stood no chance against Pioneer. And he surrenders because, yeah, there was no way back for him. Also, a decent player, was around rank 150, but because I won against him, he's now obviously lower. I rank about 158 now. Maybe I will get into the top 100 until the rank reset. But then I would have to play like S and A tier divisions. Do I want to do that? I don't know, we will see. Rank doesn't mean anything anyway. It's just a fun little number that looks good, but really doesn't say a lot about your skill mostly. It just depends on what divisions you're playing. And yeah, you can see SAS doing quite a lot of damage. Plane, helicopter, and then also a bunch of infantry and support weapons. So definitely did its job. Mk.2 sniping an OSA, T-54, also good. Most likely because of the mostly because of the OSA, not the SAS. This is what I mean. Like, look at just how many SPWs I had to kill throughout this whole game. It's insane, and they still can provide decent fire support from 1,200 meter range. If you have several of them, like one of them is whatever, but 3 or 4 of them, that's already pretty annoying. Together with some K.d.As. Oof. Also Mk.27 getting killed by the SAS. Saxon actually getting a kill. SAS here killing several K.d.A Schützen and a Mk.21. Nice. And this SAS not killing a plane. It's the only SAS that didn't kill a plane, I think. Yes, it is. In general, not getting as many kills. And artillery performing fairly well. 2 OSAs. Yeah, I waited a bit too long to get rid of his Concourse. That was definitely a mistake. Though also killing a bunch of recon is important, because recon slots of K.d.A are really, really rough. That's honestly the biggest downside of this division for me, that you are just lacking recon. And Challenger Mk.2 again killing off so many SPWs. It was insane, only getting 1 tank kill. Everything else was SPWs and then 2 K.d.A Schützen. Mk.2 getting an OSA. Air Mobile killing even more SPWs. Warrior killed a Mi-8? Okay, that's nice. And of course an SPW. Challenger SPW, only 1 tank killed. Tornadoes also getting a decent kill list of 5 SPWs and a bunch of infantry. So you can see it's just, the spam is insane. And that's why this division is actually not that bad. One of the reasons. There's a lot of reasons going for it. Like, for example, he could also have used Submerged for my heavier equipment. Though, to be fair, I didn't bring in too much of it. But in general, still could have used it. Uses his artillery very well. Here you can finally see the second. Oh, by the way, again, also Air Mobile, T-54 and 2 SPWs. Then other 107 killing another OSA. And also only 1 Concourse. Yeah, so again, Concourse. Countering Concourse wasn't well done by me, but also because I kind of forgot about recon in the mid game. Oops. Challenger really didn't do that much. I guess it's the one that was bailed out by the Fago, maybe. Lynx Rocketeer actually getting 3 kills, like 2 infantry and a Concourse. Oh, nice. Air Mobile, again, 4 SPWs. Jesus Christ. Oh, look at this. Good. I didn't even realize it myself how many there actually were. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, other than that, it's just more and more SPWs. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then we look at his kill list. You can see Malka being very, very effective against all of my units. Very annoying to deal with. Well, I mean, you can't really deal with it if your enemy moves it, and he did. Conquerors, yeah, just didn't deal with it in time because I was lacking recon. Big mistake by me. Also being annoying against helicopters, but not getting a single hit even on my planes. There's a big mistake. Bring in coups. Like, you can't play K.d.A without coups. Books. I don't know whether he actually just doesn't have them in his deck, or whether he forgot about them. But never, ever, ever play K.d.A without the books. You're so fucked, as you can see. If you would have had the books up, this game would have been a lot closer. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're also here, doing a lot of damage. Good God. But other than that, that's about it. Didn't he have 2 howitzers? Did the second one not get a single kill? Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, never mind. Yeah, well, but anyway, I hope you liked this first video of the new patch. In general, I think the patch looks pretty cool. It's not like it, like the patches back in the Direct era where patch notes consisted of like one half was decent changes and the other half was changes where you thought like, did they smoke too much crack, or are they just dumb? This patch, basically all of the changes made sense except for a few. As I said, the Challenger buff was unnecessary, but there was just a bunch of stuff missing, but they didn't like randomly buff stuff where I thought, okay, whatever. Because even with the Challenger, I kind of get it. That the Challenger itself is shit, it's just that second UK needs some nerfs. And yeah, so definitely go and play it yourself as well, and have some fun with recon that can actually see their enemies. And I hope to see you in the next one, where we will be looking at some of the divisions that have changed for the better. And I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, have a beautiful day, and bye-bye.